All right, let's have a talk about the psychology of excessive social media on teenagers' brains. After doing a bit of research, I'll spill the tea and give you the lowdown on the impact it has on their brains. Now, picture this. Imagine you're a teenager and you're glued to your phone, constantly scrolling through your social media feeds. You're bombarded with a flood of posts, likes, and comments from your friends and followers. It may seem like harmless fun, but there's more to it than meets the eye. First off, let's talk about the science behind it. When you spend excessive time on social media, it can lead to a depletion of neurons in your brain. Neurons are those amazing little cells that transmit information within your brain. They're like the messengers, sending signals to different parts of your brain. When you're constantly engrossed in social media, these neurons can get overworked and exhausted, just like how you feel after a long day of work or school. Rosen, 2013, carried out a study titled "Is Facebook Creating Eye Disorders?", which is the link between clinical symptoms of psychiatric disorders and technology use, attitudes, and anxiety. And his finding found a positive correlation between the amount of time spent on technology, including social media, and the prevalence of psychiatric symptoms such as anxiety, depression, and social isolation among teenagers. It also highlighted that individuals with higher levels of technology-related anxiety were more likely to experience symptoms of psychiatric disorders. This suggests that negative attitudes towards technology may contribute to psychological distress. His study found that excessive multitasking, particularly involving social media and technology, was associated with higher levels of anxiety and poorer cognitive performance among teenagers. This suggests that the constant switching of attention and engagement with multiple online platforms can have negative consequences for mental well-being. His research specifically examined the impact of Facebook use and found that excessive use of the platform was linked to lower levels of well-being and higher levels of narcissism among teenagers. This highlights the potential negative effects of excessive engagement with specific social media platforms. It's important to note that these findings are specific to the study conducted by Rosen, 2013. Further research is needed to validate and expand upon these findings. Now, you might be wondering, what's the big deal? So what if some neurons get tired? Well, here's where it gets interesting. This depletion of neurons can have a knock-on effect on your mental health. Let me give you a few examples to illustrate the point. Firstly, excessive social media use can lead to feelings of anxiety and depression, as stated in Rosen's study. You see, when you're constantly bombarded with images and posts showcasing people's highlight reels, it's easy to start comparing yourself and feeling inadequate. It's like seeing all your mates having a jolly good time while you're stuck at home. This comparison game can really take a toll on your mental well-being, making you feel down in the dumps. Also, social media can also affect your sleep patterns. Imagine you're lying in bed, ready to catch some Z's, but instead of dozing off, you're scrolling through your phone. The blue light emitted by your device can mess with your sleep hormones, making it harder for you to drift off into dreamland. And we all know how important a good night's sleep is for our mental health, right? But it's not just your individual mental health that's at stake here. Excessive social media use can also have an impact on society as a whole. Think about it. When people are constantly glued to their screens, they may become less engaged in face-to-face interactions. It's like everyone's stuck in their own little online bubble, disconnected from the real world. This can lead to a lack of empathy and social skills, making it harder for people to connect with each other on a deeper level. So there you have it. Too much social media can have a real impact on teenagers' brains. It can deplete those hardworking neurons, leading to issues with mental health like anxiety and depression. And it doesn't stop there. It can also affect sleep patterns and have broader societal impacts. It's important for teenagers, and all of us really, to find a healthy balance and take breaks from the digital world. Remember, there's a whole world out there waiting to be explored beyond the screen.